Deadpool and Wolverine is a love letter not only to our childhood, but to the Fox Marvel movies that came out when we were younger. Now, I don't know about you, but I was super young when those movies came out. 5 to 10 years old when that entire universe was starting to branch out. And I have to say, those movies meant a lot to me growing up, especially the Fantastic Four movies. I loved watching those. I even liked the second one, and a lot of people complained about it, but I have to say, it's still one of my favorite superhero movies to this day, just to have some good, goofy, campy humor. And I do kind of miss those old superhero movies that kind of did feel like they were in a comic book world. Whereas today, you have the MCU and you have the DCU that always try and base it in real life, which can be good, but it can also get tiring because it's just the same repetitive bullcrap we've been getting over and over again. Now, before I get more into the video, I do want to warn you about spoilers. This will be a spoiler review, and I don't want anyone to get spoiled. So if you haven't seen the movie, please go see it, because it absolutely is peak Marvel. And I do really mean that. So, my favorite cameo in the entire movie is Chris Evans' Human Torch. Now you see him pop up and he has rags on. Deadpool and Wolverine think it's, Captain America. But what it turns out being is the Human Torch. Chris Evans played both these characters. And I really love that attention to detail that Deadpool thought it was Captain America and then it turns out it was Human Torch. Now, the other cameos like Gambit, Elektra, and Blade, I did not really watch those movies growing up, but I have always seen clips because they're all super memeable movies. I did see Daredevil growing up, the Ben Affleck version, of course. And honestly, I kind of like that movie. I know it gets a lot of hate, but I do think it has some good qualities compared to other movies. Like, I know Elektra is terrible. I've never even seen that on TV. Like, Daredevil would at least come on the TV and I'd watch it. Blade is one of those movies I do actually want to go back and watch. And thanks to this movie, I get to go back and watch this. If I could say one thing that disappointed me about this film is, I would definitely say is not seeing more of the original X-Men. I really thought we were going to see Beast, and I really thought we were going to see James Marsden reprise his role as Cyclops, which he was always one of my favorite characters in those movies, and I always thought he was super underutilized because they put him on the back burner to give Wolverine the spotlight. I've always wanted to see those X-Men in comic book accurate suits, and even if it was just for a quick cameo, I would love to see it. But hopefully we get to see it in another movie like Secret Wars, or even something farther down the road. Now, by far the biggest surprise of this movie was seeing Channing Tatum as Gambit. Now, I was honestly so shocked to see Channing Tatum as Gambit in the Deadpool movie for the first time. It was really one of those things I thought I would never get, and I never realized how much I wanted it until I got it. And obviously his accent was god awful, but that was a part of the joke. Like, you couldn't understand almost every other word he was saying, and it really leaned into the movie, and it really worked super well. So overall, this movie was very well constructed. I'm not gonna say written, because I'm sure it's one of those movies, if you actually start to think about it, the plot's gonna kind of deconstruct itself and it won't be that good. But I never got bored. A lot of people said they kind of got bored with it, but there wasn't a single scene where I was like, this isn't needed, and I just loved every scene. So thank you so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.